Cersea Soulstorm, one of the members of Idol EN's Wildfire, along with Daisy Dandelion, Riki Poppet, and Yenna Youngblood, has a serious situation, a serious health situation that has happened to her. And I am doing this here, letting you guys know, because it is important to anybody who is her fan, anybody who watches her or anything like that, to know exactly what's going on. One of the things going on here is that she mentioned on her Twitter, of course. I always mistake Twitter and Twitch for some reason. Since they're both Twitch, I always say Twitch when Twitter and all that kind of stuff. But here we go. TLDR, I'm okay. Body just hurt. Ahoy loves, I apologize for the radio silence recently on social media. I had a pretty severe allergic reaction a few weeks ago that left my body and face covered in hives and sores. To this day, I still don't know what caused the initial freakout, but my body keeps continually flaring up and my skin is inflamed, itchy, and angry at me just all the time. It hurts so to move, to talk, to exist. Yeah, it's that serious. That's a pretty darn serious thing. Been doing my best to push on and stream regardless, but lately, I think in combination with winter in Australia, the seasonal depression has really been kicking my butt. It seems silly, but I have to work from home as a VTuber. My eczema makes me feel so self-conscious about how I look. Even when I'm just out walking my dog, I feel so embarrassed at the injuries I've sustained by scratching and picking at my skin constantly for relief. Eczema does make the skin very itchy. It is something that have family members who have it. It is not fun in any way, shape, or form. And I do understand that, yes, it is something that you do not want to have and you want to get rid of. General practitioner has advised to see a specialized dermatologist for the condition, but there's still a wait until I'm able to see them. Of course, you can't get a doctor's visit immediately unless you go to the emergency room and that type of stuff. And that's a different cost on top of that. Put it off for a while because of the cost to see a specialist, even in Australia, is a lot. But it's going to the point where it's impacting my quality of life, which is very important that she's found that it does affect your quality of life. She's made the decision to actually go and do something, because it is unfortunate that because of money, she had to wait as long as she did, but I'm glad she's getting something. She's getting something dealt with. I've had sensitive skin and contact dermatitis for my whole life. This is the worst it's been in years. To be honest, I was so scared to share my experience because I don't know why I felt almost embarrassed. They always say eczema is something you grow out of. It depends. Some people like have eczema for a long time. People like myself suffer from occasional seborrheic dermatitis of the scalp, and that is annoying as well. Thank you for reading if you've come this far, and I'm sorry if you've tried to contact me lately or haven't seen much of me. A special thank you to my community for being so understanding of my health. I'm sorry I wasn't more transparent sooner. I'll be taking things for real easier for a while if that's okay. And of course, everyone, of course, is like, yeah, of course it's okay. That's not an issue at all. It's her health. Health should always come first. Health will always come first for me. I always mention that to you guys in the community. Always take care of your health first. I come second, third, fourth, fifth. I come actually thousandth as much as I would like to be ego and everything. I come like in the grand scheme of things, I'm like number 1,000 among things you should worry about. So of course, always take care of yourself first, and always, like she's doing now, take a break if you need it, especially if it's for your health. I do wish her the best. I do wish her a speedy recovery, and hopefully when she sees that specialist, they can get that stuff dealt with. Because like I said, I have my own skin issues myself, and it is annoying to deal with. It is annoying when sometimes you have to go through like 3 or 4 different specialists to try to get stuff dealt with. And finally, when you do, you can't afford the treatment that you have to take. So that's what's happened to me, and it's happened to many others. So I do wish her the best. Riot Music, which is a virtual music label under Brave Group. It's composed of different sub-labels like Mugensho, Kigensho, and also, of course, recently, Cho Ginga Records, former Mediopolis. They did rebrand in January. These are the VTubers that they have here, and they are accused of showing the IRL faces of their VTubers, the Makoto, of Karen, and of Risa, who are, of course, you can see here, Canon maybe is one of them. Risa, I don't see Risa or anything like that. So they do have these down here, 20 artists affiliated with them. Some of them are already affiliated VTubers, some of them are not. But they are accused of doxing some of their VTubers. the thing is, when I look deeper into this, of course, which I try to do as much as I can, and not just follow what people say like on Kuro Sanji or anything like that. I'll use them for like for opinions, like the opinions that they have, because some of the people there do have really good opinions on some of the things that are happening. But always I've learned from them and others to take things with a grain of salt, especially when it comes to Reddit. So let's go and take a look at some things that I found out. This is the Choginsha records here. And of course, these are the new auditions that they popped out here. So they did pop out with some new auditions here that they have. Their new talents, 3 artists debuted today. One of the ones that's shown here. And they seem to have taken, like, these are actual, not, photos that they took themselves. These are photos that they took for the record label. Photos that they took, like glamour shots, like, promotional material shots here for each and every one of them. So, this is, of course, it's a gray area, in my opinion. It's an area that, of course, if they have decided to be seen here in these promotional shots, they know more than likely that it's going to be shown at some point. And they were made aware this is going to be known that this was their stuff. And if they are VTubers, of course, voice actors and stuff like that, for VTubers, then this is not a doxing, in my opinion. This is not anything like that. This is just showing, hey, these are the voice actors behind our talents. And, they themselves took these glamour shots. These glamour shots were taken, promotional shots were taken. It's not such a big deal. I don't think so. It seems like this is more them trying something new, maybe. Maybe trying to go outside of the VTuber thing, kind of breaking the fourth wall like some people do. There are other people like Sayu, like others who have shown their face, who have shown what they look like. Lena Lazar does that. Other people have done that because they feel comfortable with themselves, and that is fine. If it is something that they have done, I'd like here, made the choice themselves, then I don't see anything too big about it. But I do have to cover it because these are accusations of doxing. Saphir, the Phantom Thief, is in a bit of hot water. There's something going on. We don't know. They are a JP Vtuber with First Stage Production, the JP side of First Stage Production, and they are not around, and they have been terminated from FSP. And let's take a look here at what was said by the agency themselves. It's a notice regarding the termination of Kaito Saphir contract. Saphir, the Phantom Thief, as you saw there. Thank you very much for your continued support. We have contacted the person repeatedly, but have not received a reply for about 5 months. So for 5 months, they're MIA. What the heck is going on? I don't know. Hopefully, my true and honest hope is not that anything bad happened to them. It's just that maybe they may be taking a break. But when you're in an agency, you should let them know, hey, I'm not doing so well mentally. I'm not doing so well with this, that, or the other, and take a break. You start speculating on various things. I'm not going to speculate on the worst. I'm just thinking maybe they couldn't do it anymore or whatever, and something came up, or maybe they had to travel somewhere. Who knows what it is. But they try to contact him for 5 months, not determined that he intends to continue his activities. Therefore, the contract for Phantom Thief Saphir will terminate on May 31st, which means that by the time you guys have watched this, he's already terminated. About distribution archives, all distribution archives and expos will be deleted on June 7th. This is a termination. It is not a graduation, so they get no choice on whether they keep things or not. But sales, everything will end on June 7th. So if you need or want anything from, merchandise from them, whatever, get it by June 7th. That is what they're selling you here. Also, since we were unable to contact him, we'll be closing the acceptance of fan letters with this announcement. Since they don't know if he wants fan letters, they don't know where he is, they don't know how to contact him, everything has been cut off. And that is very strange. It is extremely strange. For any inquiries on the matter, of course, go to First Stage Production. Someone here put, management is unable to contact Saphir, the Phantom Thief. Is not currently engaged in any activity. Has tried for 5 months. Everything's going to be terminated. Everything else will be terminated on those times that I mentioned. An addendum that this person put, the Suo88, as seeing the concerns and slightly negative views 15 hours after the announcement. In any workplace where you work as an employee, it is not a common practice to go MIA. Yes, exactly. Like I said, this is not what you do in an agency. This is not what you do at work. If I were to go MIA for even, I think, over a week, I would most likely be fired from the job that I currently have. That is a thing. They'll contact you. They'll try to contact you. Once you're gone for a certain period, they're going to assume you don't want to work there anymore. And you just decided to quit that same day that you were gone. That is what happens everywhere. It does not change for VTubers. It does not change for anything. I am worried about their health because this is very, very strange. You just don't do this. Usually you don't do this unless something serious has happened. I hope I'm wrong, but you know, that's what makes you worried. As an employer, it is within their right to terminate your employment when you're not reporting in for work. And they waited 5 months. That's more than most employers would do. To constantly contacting and waiting for any replies for Saphir for 5 months, they already show the effort, and it's already lenient from my point of view. Way too lenient. Extremely lenient. Hololive would never do this. I'm pretty sure Face Connect would never do this. Vshoujo would never do this. Just disappear? You disappear and don't contact anybody? This is unheard of. Their employers who will not at least check on their employees. Some won't check. Like I'm pretty sure Nidhi-sanji and they won't check. They don't care. Hey, if you're MIA, then it's considered that they can just keep making money off of you. They didn't show up for work, let alone for months. I do have concerns towards Saphir too. But for whatever reason that may be, let's just wish him well and healthy. Yes, I do wish him the best. I do wish him continued health. I do hope that it is continued health and not anything negative. Because it makes you think. It really does. 5 months, disappeared off the face of the earth. It makes you think. But I am just going to wish them the best of health, the best of luck. And I do appreciate First Stage Production. I will give them kudos for waiting 5 months. Contacting for 5 months to try to do this before it happened. So this is huge on them, and that's why I'm talking so much about it. You don't hear this. I guarantee you, Hololive wouldn't do this. Nidhi-sanji definitely wouldn't do this. You think of any company, Brave Group wouldn't do this, and all the companies underneath them. No one would do this. In the working world, this is not the way it works, especially with contracts. They just cancel your contract and you're done. That's it. So I do wish them well, and I will leave you with that for now. I wanted to update you guys on Lucy Pyre. As you know, Lucy Pyre over the weekend was banned by Twitch for apparently showing too much skin, which is weird because she was in the beaches and hot tubs and pools category where you can show more skin. That's the weird part. And she says, of course, this was on May 31st. She was banned. And of course, she wants to reiterate down here that I'll put. She shows more skin on her actual model here. She doesn't have the side boob, or the under boob, which is what they have issues with. She doesn't have anything focusing on the groin area. She does have hips, of course, but she was in the pools, hot tubs, and beaches, which should be fine with that. And of course, she says she was unbanned after 1 day, 3 minutes, and 54 seconds. So she has officially been unbanned, but the big issue is still no information on exactly why. So we're going to have to hope for the best on Tuesday. I love how Twitch communicates so clearly with its creators and has zero double standards. Truly the ideal streaming platform. Of course, the only reason why this happened is because Twitch seems to have a hard-on for messing with VTubers. They seem to really dislike VTubers because, for example, on pools, hot tubs, and beaches, you can have an IRL person, an IRL woman showing butt and, you know, in a bikini, and that's perfectly fine. Never get banned. They have hips, not get banned. Skimpy outfits, skimpy bikinis, because of course it's a pools, hot tubs, and beaches. As long as you have a hot tub, a pool, etc., or on a beach, you're perfectly fine. That's cool. But I have no issue with those rules. I have no issue with that section. The issue is, how come if a VTuber follows the exact same rules, you ban them? I mentioned this on my last video. I'm not going to go over it again. This is just dumb. I really hate this part. I do know VTubers who have actually, because some VTubers do it for reasons of, you know, they just want to do what they want to do. I do know of a specific VTuber who went from family-oriented content, quote unquote, to more skimpy outfits and does just bikini full and goes on pools, hot tubs, and beaches in order to get more people into their stream. That is, I think, manipulative and wrong in my opinion. But, you know, let it be what it's going to be. That is just what it is. But most people do it in order not to get banned. Like, for example, when Megalodon showed off her bikini, she went on there to not get banned. She doesn't stream on there consistently on that side. Same thing with Lucy Pyre. She usually streams on the regular side. And when she knows that her stuff is going to be showing a bit more skin, she goes into there in order to not get banned. She doesn't switch over her whole content in order to get more views. So that's something that you know, I don't have an issue with, like Megalodon and others doing it. And I think Shy Lily did it too for one of her showcases of one of her new styles that was showing a bit more skin. So those are perfectly fine. It's just when you do it to manipulate that I have an issue with. As I had mentioned in a previous episode of the VTuber news that I do, Kanaia Asa has officially graduated. She did a graduation stream. I covered that the other day. One thing that I forgot to mention, or at least I may have skipped over, because I did remember seeing this part here. I did skip over. She does have her PL, and the company itself is pushing her PL. It's saying, hey, for all of you who enjoyed Kanaia Asa and JKT48, guess what, JKT48V? Guess what? She is still going to be doing her content. She's going to be doing her content eventually on her, PL, her past life. And this is what it is. Solus Merta. Solus Merta. And here you go. It says, with mutual consent, JKT48V management hopes that your support will continue to accompany Kanaia on her next journey as, there you go, Solus Amerta. Solus Amerta. I always say things wrong. I apologize for that. Your local vampire, Sol is here. Nice to meet you. And as of 18 hours ago, she also put something here, which says, Oha Sol, good morning, everyone. I wrote a little bit of my feelings here. Hope you can read it well. And of course, I'll leave it here for those who are going to be translating. This is basically her giving her thoughts on the whole situation, on everything that's going to be happening. Her time with Kanaia, the appreciation of her fan base as Kanaia, her appreciation of the people who were there with her, and hoping that, of course, she can be someone here with you guys. And of course, let's see what she says here as well. I hope you can stop associating my old irrelevant tweets with Kanaia, because the two things cannot be associated with each other. Those old tweets are not a reflection of Kanaia or me now. So she's saying, I have done tweets in the past, like she's saying there that she's done tweets in the past. Do not associate it with Kanaia. Do not associate with her anymore. The way she is now is absolutely different than the way she was back then. Everything is different. Solace is Solace. Kanaia is Kanaia. That past has graduated, moved on to the next stage, which is Solace. You can tie them in the sense of your fan base, like the fans going and supporting Solace. But remember, it's just etiquette, good etiquette. You can do as you wish. I'm not your dad. I'm not anything like that. I'm not anyone to tell you what to do. But it's good etiquette, and most VTubers will ban you, or at least time you out, if you try to connect anything that they're doing now with an old version that they were. So just remember that. Just giving you guys a little bit of VTuber etiquette in case you guys may not have been aware of that. A lot of people are, but just in case. Because you can get banned, and you can get silenced from their community and never be able to speak there again. Which is, of course, something that most fans of hers would not want. Welcome back, everybody, to the VTuber Showcase, the place where I like to showcase up-and-coming VTubers of different sizes, shapes, forms, types, everything in between. We have over 660 different VTubers. Over 600 of them I have found myself, searched over the internet, searched far and wide, and about 60 or so have been through the forum that I have. So either way, whether you do the forum or not, you will be found eventually, and you will have a VTuber showcase, because there are so many VTubers that do deserve a showcase, do deserve a moment in the sun. So of course, today we're talking about Cuptire, who here you're seeing on their YouTube side. Let's go onto their Twitch. She, her, 23, Vampy Bat VTuber, and VRC creator. That's VR chat. Let's take a look also at recent things that they have done in Twitch. They do have a nice following on Twitch. Call me Cup, your favorite vampire bat girl, here to steal your liver. I mean heart. Yeah. And then they have the business email and that kind of stuff there. So let's take a look at something that they have created as well recently. Making sure that the volume is all handled properly and everything is there good. Hopefully we don't have the volume being too low. Sometimes it does end up happening there. So I will watch out for that and adjust accordingly.
Welcome back. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Nope. Bathroom break.
Yeah, I have played the Bridge Curse too. I played it on my channel. They do have several jump scares like that. I finished it and everything. It's actually a nice one. I actually liked it. I believe the developer did give me a code for it, but I did actually like it. It is a short one, of course. It did have some jank, but it was fun. Let's take a look at, like I mentioned, their YouTube channel that I had mentioned, that shown before, but I didn't show everything that they had. They have, of course, shorts here, which is a good way to grow. and they have everything else linked to it, which is also a good way to get some cross-pollination of your fan base. Thank you so much, Cuptire, for allowing me to showcase you on my channel, and I do hope this helps you in some way. Thank you so much for watching. That is all the news that we have for today. Please let me know down below if you want to know any more news, or if you have any comments regarding anything that you saw here, which I will try my best to respond to. I love seeing your comments down below. Of course, as well, like and subscribe to the channel. That will give you more information every single day. I do 2 videos a day, so hopefully you enjoy.